One of the things I'm most happy about, though, man, is the fact that you guys are back on tour. In fact, you're doing a Toronto show, like you said, sort of an industry thing that's going to be happening at the Rivoli. Looking forward to that. So at least I get a chance to see you guys. But more importantly, man, it is great that you guys have music out there, and we're absolutely loving it. Just very quickly, any chance for an EP or an album in the future?
Absolutely, yeah, it's in the works. We're constantly writing new songs, picking out singles, and well, basically, we're just in talks of what are we going to put out on probably an album. I mean, it starts as an EP, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, we actually got a bunch of songs that we all really like, so let's just make it an album and let's just go for it.
Fantastic. By the way, too, congratulations with the new record label too, man. Seems to be things seem to be working out real well for you guys.
Thank you very much, Rudy.
Look, you know what? Like I said, man, so happy you guys are back doing what you do best. The fact you guys are putting out great music for the summer. Cross fingers, it's going to be the summer song of 2023. But like I said, more importantly, man, just thank you for the good times, because we definitely need it the way things have been going around the world. And you guys are helping to make sure that we have those good times. Thanks again for the interview, man. Again, congratulations on the new music.
Thanks, Rudy. Have a great day.
Chris, it's great seeing you, man, but it looks like you're driving. Where are you right now?
I'm not driving. I'm just in Ottawa. I'm pulled over in a parking lot here. There's some other cars here, but no, it's that's the nice thing about technology, right? We can do these from our phones, and I figured being in a vehicle looks a lot nicer than where I'm living right now, because I just moved a bunch of stuff in there. So
Oh, fantastic, man. Look, congratulations with the band. Congratulations on the new summer single that we're going to talk about. But I gotta ask you, man, Rivertown Saints, how are you guys doing? Because so many changes has been going on with you guys. I mean, it's almost to a point where honestly, you guys should be doing a film documentary on yourselves, because there's been a lot going on with you guys.
that's yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's been a lot of changes over the last several years, and we were just starting to rebuild our band with some members departing in the past, and that's kind of when COVID hit, and
Yeah.
that slowed everybody down, including us. So it was kind of like it kind of helped with the reset in a way, but it also you kind of lost some momentum in there. So it's been a long road, and we're so stoked that like things are just starting to come back for us, and new music's coming out, and there's just a lot more going on, so it's
One of the
great.
things that Rivertown Saints is best known for, and I feel like you were one of the bands that really helped bring this back in, is harmonies. You guys have amazing harmonies. I remember there was a point in time, especially with Canadian country music, that wasn't so much the case. I mean, it was really about the one vocalist, and then you had your backups or whatever. But I found that you guys helped bring in that new era of where everybody is singing together. Everybody is singing almost as a main vocal. Why was that one of those? Why was that such a focus with you guys?
I think that was because well, we're a band, right? So is there's in country anyways, there's a lot of solo artists, and we're one of the bands, and there's not that many in Canada. And so harmonies is key, because secretly we were all lead singers in a band at one time in our own bands, and the guy with the best voice is obviously the lead singer of our band, and then we all can sing, right, and we all want to sing. So that's why, and we're also big fans of bands like like the Eagles, that just
Yeah.
have amazing harmonies, and they're all songwriters. And I mean, we don't sound like the Eagles, but it's very much so an influence.
And the good thing is too, if somebody is sick and can't do it, man, somebody can always step in, and it'll always still sound great. Let's talk about what we were saying before the pandemic, because things were really on a roll for you guys, with nominations and award wins, CMAOs and CCMAs, and so many other things were going on. When did things start changing, do you think, for you guys leading into the pandemic?
Well, the first, yeah. So I mean, the first sign was, so our original lead singer departed the band, and that was at the end of 2018. early 2019. And so right at that point, we're like, okay, we're kind of like at the height of the career, and it was unfortunate all that happened. But moving on, we all decided let's keep going. So we found Chase, who is our current and well, he's not really new anymore, but he is our lead singer, and guy has a killer voice. And of course, he was a little more green, so we had to kind of, there had to be some more development in that, because we went through it all too when we started this band, right? Like we went through a couple years where we just played anything and everything just to get our feet wet as this group, and so we kind of had to start over, all of us, with Chase. And so going into the pandemic, we actually wrote a bunch of songs, pre-pandemic with Chase, recorded a handful of them and just started putting them out, right? And we had a bunch of shows booked, and we were gonna play those on the road and put a song out to radio. And then literally like the week that they shut everything down was when we put our first single with Chase on it out to radio. So nobody was at work, like nobody was there. And so it was just like, they're like, oh, sorry guys, like it's just, we're not getting much traction because nobody's there, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, well, it is a pandemic. Wind out of our sails when that happened, because we were kind of setting this thing up to be like, let's go. We're still here. We're back in action. So
once the pandemic started to, things started to open, one of the big things that was going on was a lot of, what do you want to call it? Concerts where everybody was in their cars. It was also like the drive-in concerts. That's what I'm trying to think of. Were you guys doing any of those things?
Yeah, we actually did do some concerts. We did I think we did like four or five of them actually. We got asked to do a lot of them. And the good thing too is that we're a band, right? So I mean, a lot of budgets were very low for those things. And so we were able to accommodate, because like it's not like we had to pay anyone to play with us, right? We're not solo artists, so we were able to just get up off our couch, because we weren't doing anything anyways, and go out and play. It was fantastic actually.
So now things are opening up. What are you guys thinking? Like, like you said, it's almost like 2.0. So what were the plans for you guys in new music releases, shows? What were the thoughts in getting the name back out there to remind folks, look, we're badass and we know what we're doing?
Well, I guess, we did a photo shoot, and we just kind of like revealed it and teased it. And yeah, and I mean, we put out what I think was a killer song. It was called "Slow Kiss," which was our first single with Chase on it. And we had this really cool like 80s style looking graphic with like a Firebird on the front,
I
and it
remember.
had like pink, like, right, yeah. And so we thought, like, at the time, that would just catch people's attention, and it definitely did. But of course, pandemic, so it's still kind of, again, lost a lot of momentum in that. But yeah, that's basically what we did. We just tried to make it stand out a little bit.
But, because of that graphic, I actually went on Amazon and I ordered a t-shirt, a Trans Am t-shirt. Firebird t-shirt because of that.
Did you actually? That's sick.
Yeah. No, because it was one of my favorite vehicles from back in the day. And when I saw yours, I was like, okay, you know what, man? I got to get something as close to this as possible.
You didn't buy the car though, did you?
No, but I actually had an 85 Camaro T-bar,
okay, yeah,
back in the day. But I wished I had the T-top. I wished I had a Firebird. But that style back then, it was just starting to get old. So most of the guys who had them already ran them into the ground. So all you would be getting is something that would be leaking all over the place. If I could get one now, because guys would have been taking care of it. Damn, I wish I could, man, especially with the T-bar.
Oh yeah, they're hard to find now, and you can find them on Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace, but they're all like rusted out things, like, just actually there's a ton of them in Ottawa. But they're probably more rusted out here than anything. So,
well, I'll tell you something, man. You guys are great and bringing back great memories and stuff. I want to jump right to this new single because, you know, it has got such a summer feel. Honestly, when I hear this single, I think of the beach, and I think of pretty gals walking in bikinis and stuff like that, and guys in their Jeeps driving around on the sand and stuff like that. It's got a really good feel for that. For folks who don't know what we're talking about, man, what's the name of the new single?
The new single's called "She Got That," and
What is the
yeah, man.
inspiration behind it?
Well, you know, it's funny. It's funny that you. I like when people tell me, talk about what they see, like what they envision when they hear a song. I actually really like that because, you know, sometimes it's the same as the way I see it, and sometimes it's a whole different, you know, envision of it, which is still relatable. And so, what you said, I mean, the inspiration behind that was we all, you know, as a male band, we all have significant others in our lives, have or have had, and our mothers as well. You know, I mean, we're all mama's boys, and so we just wanted to write a song just about, you know, when you meet somebody like a girl for the first time, and you may not even settle down with her, but you know, sometimes they just have that vibe. Like it's just you have a conversation with somebody for an hour at a bar, and then that might be the last time you see them, but you're always thinking about them, and it's like, man, there's just something about her, and that's kind of how we came up with the title. Like, oh man, like she just has that thing. What she have, and then someone in the room, and I can't take credit for it, but somebody was like, oh, like she got that, blah 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 blah, you know. And so that's where the idea came from, and I think it turned out great because we tried to make it sound like an Old Dominion-ish type of tune because we were actually listening to like an Old Dominion record on the way to the right that day, and we're like, let's try and, you know, focus on this sort of a sound and then bring our elements into it, and I think it turned out pretty good.
And here I am. I'm on the beach with Jeeps and people, you know, having their beer and drinking whatever, and it's the complete opposite. But it still does have such a strong summer feel, and I feel like with the music that you guys do, there's always that strong. How do I put it? It's a really good feeling kind of music. Why is that so important for you guys?
Well, I think that's important to me, anyways, because we all listen to, you know, we all listen to music to have fun. I mean, there's fun parts of it. There's an emotional element too, and that's just as important. But everybody wants to have fun, like no matter what. Not just girls. Girls don't just want to have fun. Like everybody wants to have fun. Guys too. And so, so yeah, we just try and write songs where people can groove to and connect with in some way, and that could be slow dancing, that could be a song that's a little more serious, that has a slow groove to it where you could dance with your lady to, or
Yeah.
a song like "She Got That" where you could just dance, you could just groove in your car to it, you know, when you're listening to it with, you know, in that Jeep driving across the beach. So yeah, man, we just want to have a
Exactly.
good time. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right with that. But you know, the good times continue because if I saw this correctly, man, in July you guys are on tour.
We are. Yeah, we got a few shows coming up this month, and a bunch in August. We get to go back out west again. The next show is, man, you know, I
I
forget where it is, which is terrible.
but I
But
think I saw July 19th. I could be wrong.
yeah, well, we're doing we have, yeah, July 19th is an industry showcase that we're doing with some of
Okay.
our label mates. Yep. And then July 14th, we are at the Ram Rodeo, which is in, there's two Ram Rodeos we're doing this year, and wish I could tell you what it's in the Simcoe area. I just forget the
Mhm.
name of the actual place, which is terrible. If I saw it, I'd know it. And then the next day, we're playing Renfrew, Ontario, which is actually not too far from us. That's the Renfrew Roots Music Festival, and we got a couple bands that are in our management and label roster that are also playing with us at both those events. So it's going to be a good time.
Why are you guys not playing Boots and Hearts, man? Damn.
I wish. Well, we haven't played that since I'm going to say 2018. So
Yeah.
it's been a while, but I think we'll be back there. I think we'll be back there in a year or two.